Alright, so this is my trade recap from today. Um, Today it was a little bit bearish, want us to go lower. However, I switched my bias midday after catching along, and then GameStop did on my short, seeing that we respected FP, and then even though we just ran through opening range gap. Reason for why I was bearish today was that before open, obviously it looked like that we were gonna be in a bearish trend. Obviously we dumped here, right, and then failed to push above here, right, and came down. I thought it would come up, failed to push above somewhere over here, continue lower to take out some liquidity here, and then come lower. I just started using standard deviation again, so that's why that's there. But I did take some good trades today. Obviously my practice account, my eval got locked out by accident, so I accidentally locked it out for 24 hours when I was trading Asia. So getting into what I could have done better. Obviously, I could have been bullish, which is kind of like, we have these daily imbalances right here, and you can't really see because of the standard deviation, but there's a big volume imbalance here and here, right? Yeah. So then going on to standard deviation, not the best at drawing it, but manipulation like here, since this wick, um, I think you draw it like this. I don't know if you would include this top wick because this is bearish candle, but I don't know, do it like this. On the 15-minute, I kind of just do it for ranges instead of specific levels, and I use a 5-minute for that. So then on the 5-minute here, obviously our last manipulation up right here, tapped into 4.5 and 4.25, which is the best. Swap this liquidity down here. I wanted a manipulation into opening range gap, and we also tapped this hourly for value gap, hourly inverse, as well as on the 4-hour, right? Hourly inverse, and then, or 4-hourly inverse and the 4-hourly for value gap. You get it. Okay. Entry wise, well, obviously we have this turtle soup and standard deviation, but then my actual entry was on the 15-second. I didn't want to just enter off the turtle soup because I kind of didn't want to run a 20-point stop or 30-point stop off the turtle soup. Crazy. Even though I'm on a practice account, I will not be running that because I'm not trying to size down to 2 micros for something like that, or 3. Yep, so 50-second changes to delivery, put my stop loss on this low right here, and then I held it to the CE of opening range gap, which is right here. It's also on this liquidity right here, right? So it's pretty good trade in my opinion, and then I wanted us to continue going lower now after filling opening range gap and taking out liquidity. So I cut a short here. Obviously we tapped into standard deviation level here. I'm not going to bother marking it out. If you want to mark it out, go ahead. It's really easy. It's like the clearest manipulation leg, but obviously we tapped into this hourly um, rejection block, right? So that'd be right there. Then on the 4-hour, the order block, right? And then on the 15-minute order block, same stuff, right? Then get there, had the liquidity sweep, missed my entry there, but looking at the 15-second, we got to change the state to delivery again, which I enter on, put my stop loss above this order block here, aimed for here, and my first take profit was on this for value gap here, because it's first presented. So obviously if it doesn't hold, or if this holds, I would get stopped out. So 60-point TP there, took off 2 micros there, and then the full TP would have been to the CE of this rejection block here. And we also had true day open that we rejected off here, so that's also one thing. Then after seeing that we held first presented and that we want to go higher, I took a long off of this breaker block here. Right, this breaker block here. 5-minute fair value gap, and then on the minute, we obviously had this rejection awake, right? And then boom, swept this liquidity right over here, tap into the rejection block, enter there, stop loss 4 points right there. Ran it up to here, which was a standard deviation level, and it was like a 4-hour order block, I think. Yeah, like 4-hour breaker block and then 1-hour order block, or yeah, whatever it was. I don't know. I don't know what I worked out here. Um. Anyways, so my take profit was right here. That was like 230 points, or something like that. I also took some losses. Some small losses were like I tried to long pre-market. I took like one long. It was their deviation level, right? 2.5. And then we also tapped into some fair value gaps on the 15-minute and stuff. Oops, what did I just do? Alright, so we tapped into some of that. Right, so this was my trade over here, and I was up like 20 points. So we had that liquidity sweep right there, and then I tapped into something pretty right. Was up like 40 points, and then I got stopped out New York Open. And then from the volatility, then I just re-entered. Right, so pretty chillin'. You know, bias was wrong, but I switched it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of it. I mean, so I took that break even. Not really break even. I didn't move my stop to break even, but I took that loss, and then I took another loss. I think somewhere over here. Turn my executions on real quick. Okay, so I think I took a 1 micro trade here. I don't know where that's from. I saw that break even there. Oh, I took a loss here trading PM session. I lost like $10, right, off this, or like $50. But right, so there, and then there, and then there. Took a trade here, I guess. Oh, this was a long I took here. Swapped out. For 5 points, and then here I guess I longed off a change in state, and then I just got stopped out right away, I think, for like 12 points. So that's it. So 2 losses, right? This loss and this loss. And then uh one take profit and break even, and then 1 win. So 3 wins, I guess you could say. But that's it.